Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, cool. So there's something that I want to talk about today. So it's something that has been in my mind, and I was like, what if I share that with other people? So the idea is, how is your day one looking like? Right? What's your day one? What's my day one? This is more about me, but I thought like if I share it with other people, they will appreciate it as well, and it might help somebody out there. So, what does it mean to be like in a space of having a day one of something? So, what I mean by that is more about when you try to do a new thing. I've encountered this, and it's just very challenging. Like you get something in your mind and you want to put yourself in a position to start doing it, right? But it's just that you have this fear, like what is it gonna look like? Like what will people say, right? So like let's say I wanna build something in the engineering space, right? In reality, let's say I have some ideas, but I am not that competent. So I be thinking to myself, if I start doing that and I end up failing, what am I gonna look like to other people? So definitely, like if we put all facts together, technically speaking, my date one is not gonna look that nice. Like, but we all also understand maybe over time I can become that good, right? So we give a reference of me. Let's say I don't have a background in engineering. If I'm gonna start something in engineering, definitely my day one is gonna look a lot more awful. Let's say comparing to somebody who is like say 10 years experience working in a whatever that is engineering field, right? And they start to do something new around that area. They already have the back, the experience and they just trying to just add on top of that and build, right? Comparing to me. But to my surprise, I realized that both of us actually we technically have equal chances. It just depends on the frame of reference. Of course, we have different day ones, like where, like our starting point. Our starting points they are going to be different, right? But it's just like at the end of the day, as to how far we can go or how much we can achieve doing that specific thing, we kind of have the same lane, like we kind of have the same potential, technically speaking. Of course, it might be a little bit easier for them, to start because they already have the experience and I don't. But it's a matter of laps, right? It's not about when you're gonna start, where you're starting. It's not about that. It's about okay. At the end of the day, we all have the same, potential to achieve. Like technically speaking, we both have the same. It's just gonna depend how our executions, gonna differ or how they're gonna look like. So I think that's a very important message to actually think about, right? And that's actually take me to the second point where if you think about that, you realize that it's not about the talent or the potential. It's about the willingness to start. Right? You want to do something, like how willing are you to actually to actually start doing that thing? Okay, maybe you've been thinking about it over and over and over, and you don't really know how you're gonna start doing it. How about you start doing it? Okay, it sounds like cliche. It doesn't make sense. It's like how about you start doing it? I think the best thing to explain that is to go by, let's say, examples. Let's say, for example, how about this? Let's say I wanna share my thoughts online, right? I feel awful. There are different ways to kind of share my thoughts. There are people that do social media posts. They do, you say, writing blogs and stuff. Maybe they're not as confident in speaking on a camera. Let's say that. You know what I mean? That's a good starting point. You can start with that. Okay, maybe I'm not good at writing. What can I do? Or maybe I can write some short posts, and post them on, X or Instagram, whatever. That's a starting point as well. So it can take different forms in it, right? Or somebody else will say, okay, maybe I'm not really good at creating videos, but I want to share, my videos out there, share my thoughts with people. So one could be like, okay, let me take my phone, record something. Okay, maybe not that, well edited, but it's still, me trying to give to take my thoughts up there so people can actually, listen to what I have to say. So I think that's another version of it, right? So all in all, I think is like it's just like it's different. Like it's just different. Like everybody experience is gonna be different. Like it's cool and all to listen to people trying to inspire you and you trying to follow the same, stories, the same lifestyles. Oh, they started from their parents' garage. Maybe I can start with that one. Maybe they had a certain routine. They wake up at 4 a.m. and whatever. They make sure they go to bed at 9 p.m. whatever. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that kind of information out there. But for me, it's just a realization that came to mind. Is like my day one is completely different from somebody else. And when I say my day one is completely different from somebody else, it's just that because we as people, we have different experiences, things that motivate us, like our upbringing is different, education level is different, everything is different, lifestyle is different. So you can't just copy, somebody's way of doing things and think that's gonna be your day one. Like you just need to understand like your day one is gonna look different. And you gotta capitalize on that. Like your day one is different. Now you know that. Just capitalize on that. You know? Some people actually their day ones they look perfect. Everything is working, they start well, everybody's appreciating whatever that they're doing, and actually they get lucky enough, they get success early on. That can happen. That's a different day one. Other people they need to grind for like a couple years till they make some progress, something that actually noticeable, that's okay too. That's another day one. It's just day ones they can take like different forms and formats. And people need to understand that. And I thought that would be like a really good thing if people actually understood like your experience is different from mine. You can't compare. Like there's no comparison. Everybody has their own. Of course, we're all trying to achieve something, right? It's achievement. You're trying to reach a certain goal. You want to lose weight at some point. I think that's actually a very good example. For example, let's say losing weight. It takes different angles, right? Somebody starting from, let's say, 300 pounds compared to like 200 pounds, trying to go down to like 150, let's say, right? This is this journey, like let's say two people trying to do that. So their journey is gonna be like completely different. Let's say you'll be surprised actually. What if within 6 months the person was heavier, end up losing more weight compared to the other. But what I'm trying to say is like in terms of like reference to that is just their starting point is completely different. 300 pounds, 200 pounds. But then weight is not enough in this case, right? It could be okay. Let's talk about their lifestyle. Let's talk about their age. Maybe one person is 40, the other one is 20. It's going to be a different experience, right? Okay, speaking of lifestyle, you know what I mean? Maybe one of them is able to achieve maybe balanced diet so that they can, manage their weight and what they eat and everything. The other person is not able to afford that. It's a lot of factors in play. So you see like these two, like as they're just two different scenarios. You can't really compare them exactly. Like they have to be different. And that's the reality of things. And that's actually the nice part about it. Everybody has their own journey. It's just different. You can't really put it together and say like, oh, let's compare these two people. They're doing the same thing. Let's try to match, the matrix as much as possible. That's not how it works. It's just like, yeah, you have your own version, I have mine. So let's go with that. It's just different, right? And I'm saying this to say that now you come to the main point is the fact that whatever that you're thinking about, I think you can probably do it. Probably that's how I feel about it, right? I can become a research scientist. I can become whatever I want right now. It's just like that's what I'm thinking about, and I just need to start doing it. Now that I understand, okay, my starting point, my day one is gonna be different from somebody else that I see on the internet or from a friend that I know. Now I understand that. It's just very clear to me. Okay, I can just start it on my own way. Like I can just do it in my own way. Like now I know how to do it, and I know my journey is gonna be different from someone else, so I can just start it my own way and do it. I think that's the best way to kind of view the whole thing about starting a new thing, right? And at the end of the day, we all understand like okay, now that we have different starting points, uh, what that is left to that is just how committed I'm gonna be to whatever that I'm doing. That's gonna determine how far I can get, right? But if we are speaking in terms of like, starting point, that's gonna be different for sure. It's just how it is, and that's how it's gonna be. And I hope this actually, ends up inspiring somebody out there. It's just something that I realized, and I was like, yeah, now that I think about a lot of things, that's all that is needed to know. Like, oh, my starting point is different. So why am I feeling, to start something new just because I've seen other people that have already reached, let's say, a certain point, or where they started is completely different from me. Like, it doesn't really make sense. I can just do, I can just do it my own way. Yeah, I think that's actually a good phrase to use. Like, what if I just do it my own way? Like, I have my own way, I have my own experiences, I have my own starting point. I can just do it my own way, and as long as I put in the work, I'm gonna reach more or less the same thing, anyways. Maybe more. Maybe I can get better at it than the person who started maybe a little bit, at a better position than me. So I think, yeah, that's something that I thought people we enjoy, and we actually maybe get a thing or two from, and I wanted to share that. But that's what's up. Yeah, if you enjoy this, please subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys. Thank you. Nice.